Yeah, today's the 20th anniversary of the murder of Patricia Grainger. Patricia lived on this estate in Parsons Cross, Sheffield, and she was murdered, as I say, 20 years ago, and she was 25 years of age at the time. A body was found in a brook off Dearlands Avenue. It's still an undetected murder, and we're seeking information today to help us to detect that murder.
Right. Just 2 years ago, her son accused South Yorkshire Police of not doing enough to find the killer of his mom. So has that been the case, or has there been anything that you guys are doing differently to make sure to reassure the son?
Well, I meet with Daniel on a regular basis, and we have been carrying on those investigations for the last 2 years. This is an open investigation with lines of inquiries that are active. So since that time we have run an active investigation, and as you can see today we're doing this appeal to the public to try and find more information for anybody to come forward who may have heard anything about it, may have been told anything about this murder in the last 20 years. So this is an opportunity to try and reinvigorate the investigation further.
Right, being here today tells me you've not got the exact information that you are looking for, but over the years, whilst the investigation has been going on, has there been anything new that you've got that you think that can help with this inquiry?
Over the years there have been leads, some have been negated, others are still being followed up and still evidence that we have. I can't go too much into the evidence that we've got, but just to say that we still obviously are running those lines of inquiry.
So in terms of today, what you guys will be doing?
Well, we've got the van out here today, and we're speaking to passers-by in the street in the Parsons Cross area. We've got a call handlers staffing a room waiting for calls, so they'll be transferred through. If anybody does have any information, I'd like them to call us on 101. They'll be transferred through to those call handlers today, and we'll follow up those inquiries in the days and weeks to come.
So recently, has there been any contact with Daniel?
Yes, I spoke to Daniel 2 days ago.
And what has been his reaction over the last 2 years?
Well, he's frustrated, as you can imagine he will be. You know, his mother died 20 years ago, and still there's nobody been brought to justice. So naturally Daniel's going to be frustrated. But I spoke to Daniel a couple of days ago. He was pleased that we're doing this today, this appeal today, and he's always been very supportive of the work that the police are doing, albeit he does have his frustrations, and I can fully understand those.
So in terms of the inquiries that happens, as you will know, this is an investigation that has been going on for so long. 2 years ago, the South Yorkshire Police admitted that they have lost some of the evidence that they had. So have you had that evidence back, or what's been happening with that evidence?
What's happened is that some of the exhibits we couldn't locate 2 years ago. And it would appear that what has happened, and I can't be fully sure of this yet because we're still looking into it, but what appears that may have been happened is through an administrative error, some exhibits may have been destroyed inadvertently. What we've done in the meantime, in the last 2 years, is we've had a police expert search advisor searching through every building that we've got in South Yorkshire Police to try and locate those. We're still on with that. It's a huge task. We're still on with that, but to date we still haven't located those exhibits.
Being here tells that you are determined to find out what happened exactly. But what reassurance can you give to Daniel and the other family members to reassure them that you are taking this case seriously? Because for the police to lose the little evidence that they had, some people might say they're not taking the investigation seriously. What's your take on that?
Right, well, first of all, I would say that those exhibits that we can't lay our hands on now that appear to have been destroyed, they were fully forensically examined before this. So when the murder occurred 20 years ago, those exhibits were forensically examined. So it's only the actual exhibits that we've lost. You know, I assured Daniel that, you know, we are still working on this, and he's got that assurance and is happy with the way the investigation is going now.
I can't say this one day makes up for everything, but it's a start, and it's nice to actually see them doing something. I mean, back when I had the complaints, it was a different senior investigating officer. There's a new one on now who seems to be more on the ball with it, and hopefully we're hoping we'll get some justice.
So over the last 2 years, what has been the relationship between your family and the police?
It's been a bit distant because obviously we had a complaint to deal with and stuff, but over the last few months it's been a bit better. We've been communicating more. We've set up this and got, you know, all the media to come and everything else, and it's been a good relationship over the last couple of months.
Right. Obviously, everyone will understand your anger because at the end of the day, what happened, you know, you want justice. But the police are saying it's not the way you wanting it. That's not the way it can be done, because at the end of the day, it goes through a process, step by step. Are you happy with what they are saying?
No, because it's like, from my mum's case especially, back in 1997, I don't feel like the police did enough to publicise it, to, you know, to let people know that the murder had gone on. And over the years we found out that evidence and other stuff has been missing, and it's, you know, I'm not going to lie, I've still got a lot of hate towards South Yorkshire Police. I don't forgive them for everything that they've done, but they're making a start at doing something, which is something at least.
What was your take on knowing that some of the evidence, the little evidence that the police had, is not there anymore?
Well, my initial thought was that evidence could have had some sort of DNA and stuff, and it's like, you know, I still think it to this day. I'm not going to change my opinion on that.
You feel being let down?
Over the years, yeah, I do. I'm not going to lie and say I do. But like I said, it's not about what's gone in the past. It's about getting justice, and we all want the same conclusion at the end of the day.
Right. It's the 20th anniversary today. So over the years, when it happened, you know, you were young. How have you been coping with this?
It's been hard, but I mean, I suppose because I set up the website 9 years ago, it's given me something to focus my attention on around the anniversary. You know, it's rather than grieving or being upset, I spend my time, you know, trying to get it out there again and get someone to come forward.
Talking about the website, how has the response been from the public?
Every anniversary I'll get messages, you know, there's always people well wishing, and I get hundreds of comments every time there's an anniversary coming along. As far as things that what I've given to the police, back in 2008 it did lead to an arrest of 2 people because of some information what came in through the website. So, you know, it has made some significant differences to the case, but obviously not enough to solve it.
Talking about the arrest, did that lead to anything?
No, the 2 men were later released. They've been eliminated from the inquiries.
So it's the 20th anniversary today, as we said earlier on, and today you are here, and it's a new line of inquiry that the police are doing, and it's a new investigation. New investigating officer that's leading the case now. Are you hopeful?
I am. I've met him a couple of times. You know, he's a nice bloke. He seems like he knows what he's doing. I've got confidence that this time, you know, we might have a better outcome. I mean, we might not. You know, if someone don't come forward with information, we ain't going to get a resolution. But that's again why we're here today, to hope, you know, someone comes forward and leaves their details and gives us the information that we need to find out who did this.
And lastly, what would be your message out there to anyone watching your interview today?
Anyone out there, I mean, we know it's been 20 years, and I mean, you might have kept it to yourself for 20 years. I mean, we don't care why, we just want you to come forward, you know, bring what information you have got to the police. I mean, even if it's something you brought forward back in 1997, the police might not have got it now. Come back and give it again, you know, it might help.